Hello, Eight of Swords. How are you? If this is your reading, you chose the Eight of Swords. This is your dream reading. Eight of Swords, prominent energy in the collective right now, overall. Um, which collective, you ask? Well, I'm not exactly sure which collective I read for. I just know that I read for a collective. So let's see. Spirit, hold on. Spirit, what is going on for the I wanted to say Eight of Pentacles, and then I wanted to say Eight of Cups, but you're actually the Eight of Swords. For Eight of Swords, what is going on for them? Ten of Wands. Mm. Mm. Um. Oh. Touch my body. Ow, make me want it. That's funny. I feel like you have this groovy energy despite being in the midst of something kind of tough. I feel like you're not, I feel like you've got this groovy energy. Make me want it. Ow. Like, I feel like you're finding a way to make your experience cinematic. And music could be something that's helping a lot right now. But I feel like you have an unmatched strength and an unmatched, reserve. Like, I feel like you're very resilient. I feel like you're very, very, very resilient. And I think that is coming through right now in the position of life that you're in. There's a lot of strength here. Make me want it. And there's also just there's kind of like there's this real bravery. Like, there's a real lack of fear. And you seem to be very comfortable in this energy that can be very confronting and very intimidating and very scary. For you, it doesn't feel, it's like you don't see the harm, or you can see the harm, but you're not afraid of it. And it's almost like, I feel like are some senses in which you're kind of testing the limits, and kind of going, it's interesting because I think that Spirit is saying, like, you kind of push yourself into places of danger a little bit, like discomfort a little bit. This could be like emotional discomfort, physical, like pain. Like, you might be someone who kind of has a thing for pain, or you can handle pain really well. You can process pain really well. You have high pain tolerance, or even just that you want to feel the pain. You like to feel the pain. You like to feel the struggle. It's like somebody who really likes working out and doing those hard workouts that cause a lot of pain, because it's kind of like it's like you enjoy triggering tower moments. Yeah, Three of Swords. It's like you want to feel that. You want to feel the heartbreak. You want to feel the extremes of life when it comes to emotion and feeling, because I think you enjoy knowing the depth of a feeling. And I think it also awakens something within you, and I feel like it awakens something within you. I think you're really invested and interested in understanding feeling and working with feeling, and not just the good ones. Like, I think that you are interested in kind of working with the ones that are tougher. I think that there's just something you find peaceful actually about that. Something that you find calming actually about that. And this might be something that you've been able to handle since you were a child. Like, you've always kind of been able to handle and work with and look into darker energy, darker feelings, heavier feelings, scarier things. Because I think you actually you understand darkness in a way that you understand, like, the angelic energy of darkness. And you understand that there's something really valuable there. there's clarity there, there's information there, and I think you like to find that out. It makes you feel very fulfilled. I think there's a level of fulfillment you get in seeking out the pain, drawing it out, and then being able to work with it in a way that's very compassionate. Yeah, I think it brings you actually a lot of solace, and I think it's very healing for you, and you might be a really good therapist. I think you could be a really good therapist. I think you're probably a really good friend to have in hard times. And I think you just kind of understand the ugly duckling. You understand the black swan. You understand the things that are darker. You make me think of that artist, Wangechi Mbutu. I don't know exactly how to pronounce her name. Let me see. Hold on. Touch my body. Make me want. Yeah, Wangechi Mutu. You make me think of her. Like I think you've got some type of really positive relationship with the weird. With the strange, with the dark, with the alien. This is her art. Can you see that? Oh. Isn't that beautiful? But it's kind of strange. Yeah, like there's like this dysmorphia. But I think that you've got a way of channeling that or working with that or seeing that. You might be a really great artist. You might really be creative. But yeah, you've got this gift of working with the strange. Kind of makes you think of Aquarius energy, but also Cancerian energy. Also makes you think of this. Either way, you can handle the things that are odd and hard or weird, and all of those types of things. The hard, the painful, the strange, the uncomfortable, the weird, the dark, all of those things, I think you actually handle and work with those energies very well. You could be having like quote unquote disturbing dreams, but in the dreams, they're not disturbing to you. Like you're just able to observe them and it's not weird to you. And you might find that weird when you wake up, that you weren't fazed by it, or that the energy of the dream had this calm energy despite seeing things that were strange or seeing things that should quote unquote scare you. And there might be this energy, they might be trying to get across that's actually your comfort zone, that you're actually really good at working with these kind of energies, and it's perhaps something that you should look into. Like, I think that there's a secret there in terms of where you are gifted and how you can contribute, how you can help. You're very comfortable working with and wading into dark, murky waters. Because I don't think that you find murkiness gross, like, or even the gross things. I just don't think you find it disturbing. I think you don't find it troubling. I think that you see the divine in it. You understand that the divine is in everything, and you really see the divine in things that are normally outcasted or outlawed or found to be just the things that are left stranded, that are left on the outside. I think you like to look into those things. You might be a history buff, like to look into like weird events in history or in life or in time. I think you're also able to bring balance and harmony to these types of energies. Because I also think you have a darkness within you that is light. You know, in the sense where like we talk about light being like it's like the heaven within you. Your darkness within you is like your light. It's something very powerful. And it's something that I think is very beautiful and transformative, very healing. I really do think you could be a healer. You could be like a Reiki practitioner, work really great with energy. You could be, either way, I think you are a healer. And I think you can really work to heal people who are on the outskirts. You could be really good at handling people with anger issues, with deep trauma, with things that can't be explained. You could be really good working with depression, with different mental health issues, with people who are declared like insane. Like, I just think you're really great at working with the outskirts, and I think you could also help people process pain, like physical pain even. You could be a great physical therapist. Either way, like, I think you can work really well either physically, both physically and emotionally, mentally, spiritually, with the weird, the painful, the bad, the quote unquote bad, the ugly, all of these things that are considered lower. I think you see the divine, and you can help seek that out and help people. I think that you just don't believe that things can be polluted, that things can be rotten in the way that we kind of throw things away in society. You might be very resourceful. You could be somebody who is very crafty and like likes to work with things that we throw away, that we consider garbage, and actually find new life for them. So you could work with the energy in that way. There's a lot of different options. But overall, I just think you have a very open heart, a very open mind. You're very kind and caring. And I think that really comes through. And I think that you are meant to be a healer in one way or another. And like, a healer could be different for anything. It could be Reiki. It could be a crafts person who uses recycled materials. It could be a therapist. It could be just a really good friend. It could be a veterinarian. It could be a mental health support person. Like, you could be so many different things. But I just think you understand how to speak with your heart, and you think with your heart as well, and your heart is really open-minded. And I think your intuition is really connected to your heart. I feel like your third eye and your heart chakra are really connected, and it helps you see past the surface levels of like fears that we project onto things that we consider to be bad. I think you just see past that. And there may be times when you don't want to see past it, so you kind of try and fight what you feel inside, and act as if you are afraid of these things, or if you don't like these things, or if you see what everybody else sees when somebody sees something bad, you might try to pretend like you see that bad thing too. But I think that you're a dreamer at your heart, and you actually really almost always see the good. And I think that you recognize the balance. I think you recognize the balance, and you understand that bad has not been given the same. It has not been treated fairly in terms of definition. Understanding that bad and good, like good gets all this priority, and then bad is just like this horrible thing. But not understanding that it's not really supposed to be like that. Things aren't supposed to be defined in that way, where, elements are cut off. So yeah, I think you've definitely, I think you've got a gift for healing and seeing beyond, and being a dreamer. And I think energies might gravitate towards you. You could be a medium. You could work with the deceased. You could work in exorcism. I've had a couple readings like that where I've picked up on that energy. So that must belong to somebody, belong to me. But yeah, I think the energies gravitate towards you, especially energies that might need to be healed. And that might not doesn't necessarily mean that people are nice to you or kind to you. You might also often feel judged and isolated and kind of on your own. And when you try to touch people, they might bite at you. People might be kind of mean to you. You might experience violence, like emotional violence, social violence, spiritual violence, a lot from people. But I don't think it closes your heart down, because I think you just see past that, which is a benefit. It's a gift, and sometimes there's a need for boundaries. You don't have to receive it all. You don't have to cater to everything. You don't have to heal everyone. You can make the decision to heal who you want to heal. You can make the decision to see who you want to see, and energies that don't deserve to be acknowledged by you don't need to be, and that's okay. Just because you can doesn't mean you always have to. Yeah, but you've just got a very blessed energy. You've got a very kind heart, and I think you're very gifted. You're very much so a gifted healer, and I think you probably are also a bit misunderstood, which is, as it always goes. So that's okay, but I see you, and I see you've got a pep in your step. despite despite it all, I feel like you've got this pep in your step. You've got this unbreakable joy. And I think that's really, really, really beautiful. Yeah. Whoa. Judgment reverse. I just don't think you cast judgment. And I think that the judgment that you do cast is from such a loving place. Like, I think that you really embody heavenly energy. And I think you really embody death energy. And I think you embody the spirit realm in terms of, like, what really happens when we move beyond this place, which is that there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of compassion, and there's a lot of grace. And I think you really embody that. And I think you just kind of live in this upside down where you don't maybe see the world the same as other people. And I think you like to see from that perspective. And it might have taken you along. I think you might have spent a lot of time living that way in solitude and only really acknowledging that you think of the world in that way in your own space, even though I think you've always been kind of known as a dreamer, as somebody who's kind of dreamy and spacey maybe, or too optimistic and delusional, all of these things, too kind, too naive, all these things. And it could have been said in a like belittling way. But I think that you actually see properly. I think you actually understand as above, so below. I think you really understand that. I think you really understand balance. I think you really understand as above, so below. And I think that that's also because you've probably gone through your own journeys to get to this place where you can understand that. And you can be so compassionate. And I don't necessarily think it's even had to be in this lifetime. It could be in past lives, which could maybe create like a sense of imposter syndrome sometimes in terms of how you're able to relate and empathize. And you also might not be super emotional. I think you just understand, but it might not present as you like crying when somebody else cries or doing all of these other things. But you really do see people. And I think that that's such a benefit. Yeah, you've got a lot of reverse energy. I just think that you see the other side. I think you see the opposite. And you try to bring that forward. You see the shadow and you try to bring it forward so that everything gets to stand side by side. Everything gets to be equal. And I think you really call out to lost souls, and I think lost souls really call out to you. I think you guys really see each other, but I really do think you understand this concept of as above, so below. And I think you're trying to even things out. I think you enjoy a leveled playing field and common ground. Finding common ground is something that you might really try to pursue very often, and trying to figure out a way to bring it all together, to bring all the elements together. I think that you are definitely someone who is for the community, for world peace, for the globe, for revolution as well. I feel like you're committed to community, and you're committed to creating like energy that really supports living creatures, really supports life, really supports the earth. It's a really beautiful energy, to be completely honest. And I think that there's just like encouragement here from Spirit, just saying that they see you as well, and they see the work that you do, even if you feel like you're not doing much work at all. And I think that there's just this encouragement to continue being yourself, to not let your light be dimmed, and to recognize that you are blessed and highly favored, and that there's a lot of goodness that you do, that you contribute a lot of good to the world, that your optimism doesn't go to waste, that nothing that you do goes to waste. And I just think that there's this celebration of spirits like you, and Spirit wanting to spend some time celebrating energy like yours, and just acknowledging energy like yours, because it's energy that is beautiful when it can be appreciated, even when it can't be. You just have got this resilience that's very admirable and very much so divine. So yeah, maybe we'll pull a oracle card for you. I think that's you've got a very fierce energy, very fierce, very much so warrior, very fighter. What else, Spirit? Is there any last messages for this group? Whoa, 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 whoa. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hints. Soul Tribe. You might begin finding people who are like you. You're not going to be alone forever. And I think that you might begin to find people who really resonate with you, who want your help, and who you can actually help. But also people who are not just coming to you for help, people who can be supports to you, people who can be friends to you, people who can be family to you. I think you're going to find community. I think Spirit is also just trying to say, you're not alone. You're not the only one that's like this. And there will eventually come a time when you meet people who get you and who you really get. Yeah, and I think that time is actually coming sooner than you think. I think you're on the other side of a lot of mountains. I think you're on the other side of a lot of hills to climb. So I think that there's like this, that you have play here. Celebration. Have fun. Don't be so serious. I think that you're not supposed to wait to enjoy yourself. You're not supposed to wait to have fun. And your protection is your play. Your protection is your joy. And your joy is your boundary. Your play is your boundary. So really revel in that whenever you can. Don't hold yourself back from that. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, where would you go? Priestess. You're definitely a high priestess. Share your voice. Wait, no. Say no, pause, postpone. There might be something that you need to say no to. What is that no card in reference to? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't dim your light to fit in. Intuitive hints. Come out the cave. Persecution. Play, don't be so serious. All the same cards we just had. So I don't know exactly what that no card was in reference to, but I think that you probably will know when you're watching this. Okay. Thank you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it resonated. Leave a comment, please. Like, subscribe. Yeah, if you connect, there's other readings. There's more messages coming, hopefully. And if there's other piles you resonated with, then you can check those out because there's a lot of piles here. So, yes. Okay, goodbye.